Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva, giving you another episode of the Braxtons, Season 1, Episode 2. Healing takes time. This, like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and we will begin. Anyway, um, the episode begins with the therapist that Trina brought in, Miss Spirit. Yeah, she brought in to for the grief counseling. So the therapist asked Mama E what she feeling, and she said what she's feeling is for Kevin Jr. And she said because he has a term, she says she has come to terms with Tracy's passing. She said Tracy is always going to be there with her. She says she comes to her in her dreams and, comes to her frequently. She said, but after a while, she asked God to take her because she did not like for her to be in so much pain. And so she prayed to God to take her. And yeah, that was hard though. That was hard. That was hard to even fathom for a mother to say, take my child. I don't want them to be any more pain. But she does, and like I said, she says she's always gonna be with her. And she said, and then she said she'll see her again. She said it don't matter how fine she is, because she said she is fine, and she is fine. She is beautiful inside and out, because I have met her, and she is beautiful inside and out. But yeah, she said she'll see her again. But they flash back to when they celebrated Tony's birthday, and Tony was in this space Martian outfit because it was COVID. And she said to Wanda, who imitates Tracy very well, she was just like, it burned. She said, I don't know what's going on, but it burned. And so Tawanda was like, you need to go to the doctor. She said, I know it, because it burned. And so she's like, my throat hurt. Okay, I'm stopped. Well, so then she found out she had stage 3 esophageal cancer. And so then that's when she, started chemo and everything like that. I think she apparently lasted for 2 years, though, because that was in 2020. And I think she died in 2022, I believe. But the family would take turns flying out to her, and they playing cards, they watching Judge Judy, they dancing, twerking, singing karaoke, talking about turkey wing recipes, talking about motorcycles. Tamar didn't know her favorite movie was Princess and the Frog. Everything. So all of these flashbacks were very nice and very joyful. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Yeah. So then it got a little silent, and so the therapist is frustrated, like, the silence and pretending everything is okay, if that's what you want to do. She said, but you won't be free of your grief. And boy, Trina just broke down. She said, I'm not free at all. And so Tony was like, what you trying to be free of? She said, I'm not free from anything. And she said, Tawanda told me I would not be strong enough to watch my sister to take her last breath. Because apparently Mama E was there and Trina was there while she took her last breath. And now it's been haunting Trina. Trina says she can't eat. No, she can't eat. She eating too much, and she drinking too much. She said, "I'm eating your pain, your pain, your pain, your pain, and my pain." She said, "I'm drinking your pain, your pain, your pain, and my pain." And she said, and that's how I cope. That's how I soothe. She said, "I'm up all night." She said, "I don't go to sleep until the sun comes up in the morning." She said, or if I am sleep, or if I am trying to go to sleep, I have to sleep with the TV on. And yeah. So, and she said, it's been 2 years. She said, all I see is her in this green kimono and just taking her last breath. And her body basically shutting down, because that's what it looks. What she said, it sounds like she was watching her body shut down, and I can see why that could be a lot to take. And so the therapist said, you have post-traumatic stress disorder. She said you got PTSD, and you need to get some treatment for PTSD. And I believe that as well, because I don't know if I could, see I don't know if I could do it either. Now, my mom and my aunt was there when my grandmama passed away. So I don't know. She don't talk about it much. I don't know if she has nightmares on that. That was in 2019. She don't talk about it much. But yeah. Anyway, so Tony. But also, let's go back to Trina. Now, I don't know, and I don't know Vern. I think his name is Vern. I don't know if you talked to Trina about getting some grief therapy. Apparently she got some kind of grief therapy after Gabe died. But she didn't watch him pass away. And I don't know if you suggested it to her, gently urged her to go to grief therapy, because he has to deal with this too. And they only like 5 years into their relationship, and Gabe died, and then her sister died. A few years after that, that's a lot to have on a marriage. And they like newlywed, kind of like. So I don't know. But anyway, Tony said Tracy was the glue that held each other together, the family together. But I honestly think, and that's just me, an outsider looking in, I don't know about all the business, but I think it's Tony that holds the family together. But Tony feels guilty. She says she's in her angry stage. She hasn't got to acceptance yet. She feels guilty, and she's angry at God because she was supposed to die first, and now Tracy, because she's the one that's sick, and she has lupus and stuff like that, and she was supposed to die first, and she is still here. And so the therapist asked Tony, well, how are you going to work on your grief when you feel like you have to be the brave one and you have to keep it all together? And she said, I don't know. She said her parents were good at raising them, but they weren't good at them living their lives individually. So basically, the family had to come before everything. And she said, and I had to learn how to put my kids before my sisters, because sometimes, she was like, because I was putting my sisters before my kids, and I can't do that. She was like, I had to put my kids before my sister. And she said I didn't learn how to do that because it was everybody, the family before everybody, basically. And I feel for her because, so Tony, that's probably why she's so stressed and she's so frail now, is that she had her sons, her husband, and her sisters, and her parents all on her. And all their kids and stuff. So, because you can see how she is not. She says she's angry, but you can't tell she's angry because she's very stoic, very, mundane, very, because I think that she doesn't want to get really upset, really stressed out and screaming and crying and stuff like that, because she knows that she could have a heart attack any day and that would be lights out for her. So I think she tries to keep her stress level to a minimum, and you could see that. And she's very frail. She's very frail. I've noticed that about her too. She's very frail. Then Tawanda asked the therapist, asked Daddy and Kevin how they're doing. And so the therapist asked how they asked the dad how he was doing. Dad said, I'm just worried about Kevin Jr. Then Kevin Jr. almost made me cry a little bit too. Because then Kevin Jr. says, I am mourning the loss of my mother and my wife. She said she decided to divorce him, to give him divorce papers 2 months before his mama's 2-year anniversary of the day she passed. So he's mourning the loss of his wife and his mother because now he don't have anybody to turn to. Female wise, I guess he can turn to his dad, but we don't know because the dad was not in this episode. But he don't have anybody to turn to. And I just feel for him. I really do feel for him. Then a knock at the door. He goes and answers it. And the police said it's a warrant out for your arrest. And they take him in. And so Tawanda, steps away and calls him. But apparently Tawanda and Trina know something about it, but nobody else knows anything about it. And so when Tawanda leaves, Tamar asked Trina, like, what's going on? And Trina was like, this is not my business to tell. And then they don't want to say it on camera too, as well. And so then Tamar gets mad. And so Tamar's pissed. Tony looks confused. Even Mama E didn't even know what was going on. And so, but Tony looks confused, but she's trying to stay calm because she don't want her blood pressure to get up and she fall out. I understand. Understand. So Tony tries to cut the little therapy session short. She was like, maybe we can reconvene at another time. And Tamar said, for what? And so she was like, and so Tony was like, well, we got Mikey. Why I got Mikey in my head? We got Kevin. Um, um, we're worried about Tracy's son. Then I said, ain't that your nephew? You just can't call him Kevin? Why she say Tracy's son? But maybe she wasn't thinking about that. But we worried about Tracy's son, Kevin. And so Tamar was like, listen, she said, well, I'm tired of begging. She was like, and Tony said, what are you begging for? She was like, for a sisterhood, for a friendship, for time. And so Tony was like, well, if I made you feel that way, I didn't mean, if I made you feel like you were begging, I didn't mean to. It wasn't my intention. And then Trina was like, Tamar, when you call 9 times out of 10, I come. When we go places, we do this and that. And then Tamar was like, yeah, we do. And so Trina was like, well, she said this in her confessional. She said that, don't bunch everybody in one category. If you got a problem with one person, you need to say who that one person is. Don't be bunching everybody in. And so apparently it is Tawanda. So yeah, because Tawanda came back and and she was standing 10 toes down about how she don't care about Tamar's feelings. That's how it came across to me. 10 toes down, honey, standing no business about how she don't care about Tamar's feelings. Dang. Okay. She said her only focus is the people in her house, her man and her kids. That's it. Okay. 10 toes down. So they get to arguing, right? And Miss E, you remember in Antoine Fisher, remember when Antoine met all his family and everybody was all, gathered around the table. They was talking and all that other stuff. And then Grandma knocked on the table and everybody shut up. It got silent. Miss E went off. Miss E went off, okay? That was another show, but I still remember that show. But anyway, Miss E still go off. And she was like, this is not what Tracy wanted. Tracy said she was going to haunt y'all until y'all get it right. And I think she haunting Trina. She haunting Trina. But she said she going to haunt y'all till you get it right. She's like, this is not what Tracy wanted. Tracy wanted us to get together and, be a family. And this is not it. And so she wasn't having it. Got Miss E blood pressure all up and stuff. Don't be doing that. She fine. She fine. She had to go in there and stir them oxtails and stuff. But anyway, so we're going to find out what happened to little Kevin. Bless his heart. It's sad, but I like to see the flashbacks of them dancing, them, playing cards, doing karaoke and things like that, But I can see where it is very painful for her. And I can see why Mama E wanted her to just go with God, because you can see that she was in pain, but she was just trying to thug through it. She was trying to thug through it. And yeah. So anyway, and she was born exactly a month after me. I was born March 2nd. She was born April 2nd. And the same year. Rest in heaven, Tracy. Rest in heaven. We could have been hanging out and good friends. But anyway, this your girl, msyelladiva, signing off. You like your content, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.